Alrighty. Yeah. Snarl and Bitter Malice does almost the same thing. And Nicket's the only one I'm not really crazy about, but all of them are very good candidates. But yeah, Fennekin. Its line is interesting. Aquatail wouldn't be a bad idea, but it's also not a good idea either. Too inaccurate. I actually do end up teaching you Flamethrower anyway. Well... that's not a bad idea either. Wait, you can... Ooh, that could be good. Oh yeah. Dang, you can learn Poison Jab. Ah, that's worth it. Only Flash Cannon were more readily available. Because using a physical, like, Steel-type move isn't great. The thing that bothers me, though, is, Steel Beam is too risky. It's powerful, but the fact that it cuts your HP in half is not great. I was never a big fan of that move. That wouldn't be a bad idea. You can learn the elemental punches, huh? Huh. True. Okay, I have a better idea for you. Ice Fang. Alright. One thing that always drove me nuts, though, is the fact that you have to change out the moves. It's always annoying to me. I would give you... No. I have an idea. 2 fighting type moves, whatever, but Mach Punch gives me priority in a later turn whenever it's battling. That's redundant. Hmm. Actually, Can you learn any other status moves? No, but this wouldn't be a bad idea either. You'll gain that on your own. Let's go ahead and master the Ice Fang. I think we'll be okay. Mass outbreak of Badoo. Okay, who cares? I should have gone to the other camp, come to think of it. I guess it really doesn't matter. It's pretty close to being equidistant. I gotta admit, that's kind of comical. I love how the other one decides to come in and fight too. You know what? Sacrificial play. If two of them decided they want to come fight me, then we might as well do something. Nah, never mind. This was a bad idea. Let's see how the opportunity to be like, yeah, no, I'm out of here. This might be the squad we'll probably roll into the post-game with, too. Because, say what you will, but I'm not really a firm believer of using legendary Pokemon in a playthrough. If I have to, I will, but otherwise, no, I'm not. Ooh, there's an Eevee. Catching the Ambipom, get out of my way. And then another one spawns. That's how that works. Even catching the Hapinis are worth it because you'll still get at least a meager amount of experience. You won't get as much as capturing the Blissey, but it still works all the same. About 900, that ain't bad. Not great, but not bad. I don't get the metal slime thing. You may have to elaborate on that. Oh, right, right. That's right, one of the best punching bags in the series. They guarantee you lots of experience. I remember fighting them in one of the Dragon Quest. I think it was Dragon Quest Builders. They were very difficult to take down, but if you could, the experience they yield is totally worth it. Thanks for offering yourself. I appreciate it. It's easier with his back turned to me. Not bad. I know, right? Oh yeah, you missed it. I had 2 strings of bad luck in a row while on stream. So, first alpha I encountered that, wasn't storyline was an alpha combi. It was male. Then I hear the shiny jingle for a shiny. It was a combi. It was male. That physically hurt me. It's not even the worst offender. The second worst offender is Salandit. Getting a shiny male Salandit, that's one of the worst feelings too. Just for once, though, like later in the series, why was there not like a male evolution for some of the Pokemon? Like, they could have... I saw this concept for an evolution for a male combi, and I wish it were real. It turns into more or less a knight. Where it wields its stinger at, well, even though it wouldn't really have a stinger, because males don't have stingers in bee colonies, but still, its stinger would be a knight's lance, and it would have a shield. It would still be, and it would be just as strong as Vespiquen, which makes sense because one male mates with the queen. That's how that works. Right in the egg. And it got away. Can't win them all. Oh, this one's asleep. Once I get to around level 50, I'm going to continue on with the story. Well, I did encounter an Alpha Bidoof in this episode. That was neat. If it were shiny, I would definitely name it that. Geez, this one's being a pain. Overshot. Thank you. How's that count as not being spotted? Because it totally knew I was there. Close enough. Let's go ahead and continue with the plot. I'll grind up the rest of the team off screen. When I have more time. Why, if it isn't Shunai? What a pleasure finding a familiar face or any face in this far corner of the Alabaster Icelands. I came to bring Garrick an old order of sword cap. Almost said snow caps. Sword caps, and he was more than willing to have a chat about Avalug. What do you say? Interested in a bit of gossip? Sure, why not? And why wouldn't you be? So Avalug, yes, the fifth of Hisui's nobles. That he is, and you know what? He's an absolute beast. I can't do the gruff right now, my voice is kind of shot. Well, yes, according to what I was told, not only does he barrage you with chunks of ice, he also fires off massive icicles, and can cause sharp ice crystals to erupt from the ground below you. So, you know, no big deal. Doesn't that seem a bit too powerful to take on? What's more, apparently the Avalug of old could be up to 100 feet tall. Doesn't that seem a bit too big to take on? Oh, you'll be alright. You just have to eat some sword caps, then give your training your all. Nothing better than forbidden muscle than that. Onward now, to the arena. Yes, well, I did want to see that Avalug, but perhaps not at the cost of my life. So I pose my freezing digits and I will be off. How ballsy am I? Good enough, apparently. He's actually technically two people. He's Crasher Wake. And if you talk about Garrick, it's Crasher Wake and Wolfric. Or maybe your real strength comes from the way that you walk among both people and Pokemon. Well, I suppose I better get working on making some bombs using that eternal ice. I mean, essentially it's what we're doing here. I've heard how they are made, and with muscles like mine, it'll only be a moment's work. Also, apparently, that's his chest hair. And there you have it. If you truly wish to quell Avalug, then walk on. The path lies before you. But know that Avalug will hurl chunks of ice at you without relent. You'll need unrivaled dodging ability. So in other words, let me lower my mic volume a bit. Dodge! Anyway. Now that is a Titan. Right there. Yeah, too bad it's one of the weaker ones. Pretty much. It's only level 48, but kind of. Oh yeah, I guess I could do that. I could use my Gudra. But it's also steel type, so it's neutral damage. Rolled a little early there. Timing's a little off. It does. Steel resists ice. And I get first strike, so... So it's neutral damage. Yeah, I probably should have brought that Lucario with me. Oh well. The only reason I may lose this battle, too, is, A, my own stupidity, and B, sometimes his icicles, when he fires them, are kind of BS. Probably. And it's not super difficult to capture. Man, I would love to see one of those. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about those. Like I said, some of his icicles are BS. Yeah, I might lose this one. And just start from the halfway point, which is fine. Yeah, I'm just going to let him take me out. Because one thing I like about this game is we have checkpoints. I know what to do. I believe this is the second one I've lost to. The first one was Arcanine, but that battle is rigged against you anyway. Well, it would be better if the battlefield weren't so tiny. Yeah. They nerfed it in between updates, but it's still one of the most BS fights in the game. Yeah, they nerfed it. They made it a little bit easier, like it doesn't spam its attacks as much as it used to. And they widened the battlefield just a little bit. Yeah. It's like the app's having issues, so it's not going to let me ban that guy. There we go. Garrick, sir, you needn't look quite so downcast. But seeing mighty Avila quelled, and by such a slight child, a child that fell from the very sky, is this Shunai girl some kind of monster in disguise? She is no monster. She's the one who risked her life without a second thought in order to quell our frenzied, suffering nobles. Garrick cares for the Pearl Clan with all his heart, and believes in Almighty Sinnoh just as deeply. So he has feared more than any of us that getting involved with the Diamond Clan and your Galaxy team would cause our people to flag in their devotion to Almighty Sinnoh. But that will change. Irida? I know your fears will change once you see what I've seen. She has much to teach us. She's shown us how we can overcome all manner of strife so long as our Pokemon are with us. She's made me want to help Glaceon realize greater strength as well, and to see my whole world grow broader. It seems you've already changed, Irida. I knew you could pull that off. You quelled every less frenzied noble. So is that space-time rift going to start closing up now, or what? There's little way of knowing for sure, though the rift does seem perhaps a little smaller somehow. Let's hope so, anyway. With any luck, things will settle down now. Although even if the rift does start spitting out more of that strange lightning, we should still be alright as long as we've got her. Indeed, we should be. It's good to have her at our side. You know something, Irida? We may never agree on who's got it right about Almighty Sinnoh, but you Pearl Clan folk aren't all bad in my book. Look who's finally seen reason. Anyway, now that we've quelled the last noble, I say we pay grim old Commander Kamado a visit and see if he'll finally crack a smile for us. Says here that person was a band dodger, possibly. Didn't know that was a thing. Let's see, grain cakes, pineapple berries, and waterstone. I love how it's the reverse this time. Alright, so what we're going to do is we are... And that's going to be all the time that we have. So until next time, Ryo Nakage 33 signing off.